Time now, 34 minutes after the hour. Americans are moving from blue states to red states at a stunning pace. And while it's great news for those looking to escape liberal policies and hefty tax bills, could mean a complete overhaul of our country's political landscape.
So will we see this shift turn traditionally red southern states like Texas blue? Here with her analysis, contributor for The Hill and author of The Liberal Invasion of Red State America, Kristin Tate. Kristin, good morning.
Good morning.
You are very appropriately coming to us from Texas, and you say that the state runs the risk of turning into a blue state, a Democratic state. Tell us why.
That's right. People are fleeing high-tax blue states for low-tax red states in record numbers, and this trend will have significant consequences politically. It already is. New York and California are both set to lose congressional seats due to population losses, while Texas and Florida are both set to pick up seats. Republican-run states have done well, generally speaking, because of their low taxes, business-friendly regulatory environments, and right-to-work laws. Some parts of the country where these sorts of laws are in place, there are so many jobs available that there aren't enough people to fill them. In Texas, for example, we have a program set up specifically to recruit workers from other parts of the country. So on one hand, this trend is very vindicating to Republicans as people flock to parts of the country with conservative fiscal policy. But on the other hand, this trend is going to pose significant threats to Republicans electorally because there's data that shows a large portion of blue state migrants end up voting in favor of the same policies they fled once they arrive in red states.
Yeah, Kristin, let's take a look at the Texas map, and you can see exactly what you're discussing. From 2014 to 2018, House Republicans decreasing 98 back there in 2014. You see right there, down to 83, a loss of 15 seats in just 4 years. And this really begs the $64,000 question. If blue state residents love red state policy so much that they move to the red states, why are they bringing their blue state voting patterns with them?
It's a great question. People just tend to go where the jobs are without realizing why the jobs are there. If you look at the top fastest growing states last year, the top 10, they were all low tax states, and all of these places trended to the left in the 2018 elections. Texas, we are home to some of the fastest growing cities in the country. Democrats did better here in Texas in 2018 than they have in 2 decades. This trend of blue states losing people has been going on for a number of years, but the 2017 Republican tax cuts really sped up this trend by capping the state and local tax deduction at $10,000. This is a cap that a lot of wealthy blue state residents easily exceed. So, if you're in New York and you're paying an average of 12.8% in taxes just for your state and local taxes, you now have all the more incentive to pack up and go to a low tax state like Florida or Texas. But this is more than just taxes, you guys. This is about quality of life and affordability. I ran an analysis for my new book, which found that $100 only buys you about $90 worth of services in New York and California. That same $100 bill will get you about $110 worth of goods and services in Texas, Florida, and across much of the Midwest. Yeah. So it's up to red state natives to explain to their new neighbors why their homes have flourished so that these new people who move in don't completely change the states, jack up the costs, and increase taxes.
Well, we have it right here. The states Americans are moving out of the quickest: California, New York, Illinois, New Jersey, and Massachusetts. We only have about 30 seconds left, but what do you think all of this means for the 2020 presidential election?
It means that Republicans will have to start spending time and resources campaigning in places they usually take for granted. Even if Texas doesn't become a blue state, just as it becomes purple, Republicans will have to spend more time on the ground. And it's really sad to see places like New York losing so many residents. I love New York, I love LA, but unfortunately a lot of these blue state meccas that are bleeding residents just double down on the policies that created the dismal situations there in the first place.
Kristin,
so I really hope people have their eyes open to this trend and we see a reversal.
Really interesting analysis. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kristin.